Let's go. Welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise I ain't make it then. In their heads, living free, I ain't paying rent. Wake up in the AM, making G's like Mercedes-Benz. Whoa, yeah, please don't take offense.
Good evening, everybody. This is Corey with Garland Shelton Volvo. I want to welcome you to the new era of electric vehicles through the Volvo lineup. What I have behind me is a vehicle that not only meets the future, but also defines it. This is the brand new Volvo EX90. It's going to be an entire vehicle designed on an entire electric platform from the ground up. Let's check out a few features on it. Now, to start on the front end of the EX90, you will notice how the front end design has been a very sleek and stylish look. Of course, we want the aerodynamics behind that with less drag on an electric vehicle like this, but we also wanted to keep that simplistic beauty that Volvo has been renowned for. You'll also notice up front that we have kept our Thor's hammer headlights, but they look a little different now. Now, how these are actually set up is our daytime running lights will be set up on the Thor's hammer, but when our actual headlights or high beams come on, those Thor's hammers will actually open up. As we keep moving around the front end, of course, with safety in mind, you can see all of our parking sensors, as well as some of our camera platforms here that are in our front logo. Now, you'll notice a camera here, as well as a camera up top. And also, you'll notice a little bit of a scoop on the roof that's actually part of our new LiDAR system. So what the LiDAR system is going to do is it can actually pick up vehicles up to 820 feet in front of this vehicle, as well as the cameras and sensors that are on the sides of the mirrors that I'll show you in just a moment can pick up all traffic around you on both sides and even behind you. Now, the color combo on this EX90 is going to be exclusive for this model. This one is going to be our mulberry red. Of course, it looks fantastic with all the black accents all the way around. And as we kind of move a little bit down the side here, you will notice that we have upgraded this model to have our 22-inch aerodynamic rims. So you may notice the large fins there. We're reducing even more drag on the sides of our vehicle, of course, maximizing on that gas mileage. Now, speaking of mileage and range, the EX90 is going to be powered by a 114 kilowatt hour battery system that laces the entire bottom of the vehicle. And this thing's going to put out 517 horsepower and 671 foot-pounds of torque. Now, you'll notice that we've kept the sleek, stylish body design all the way down the side that everyone has come to love on the EX90. But another thing that we've done is on the EX90, we have changed the mirror design. So you'll notice how this now has a dedicated arm here and a little bit of a lift there for our mirrors to give us even less of a blind spot there on the side to go along with our active blind spot monitors. You'll also notice that we have one lens here on the bottom, as well as a dedicated lens that actually faces our blind spot itself. Now, with all these camera systems, both on the front bumper, the side mirrors, the top of the windshield, and of course the back, this is going to give us a 3D image of all the way around us that goes along with our parking assist package. Now, as we get onto the inside, one thing I want to show you first is the actual sleek door handles. So these door handles, when the vehicle is locked, are actually going to be tucked away and flush all the way down the side. Same thing when you're going down the road, because of course, reducing wind drag. Now, a cool thing about the Volvo now is we don't even need a key. So you can actually take a card. This is going to be your Volvo access card, touch onto the panel right here, and then the vehicle will open right up. Now, the interior of the EX90 is, of course, going to be about luxury, space, and of course, safety. Now, a lot of things that we kept our interior to is going to be part of our sustainability promise. Now, we've made sure to keep as many recyclable materials in this vehicle, as well as some of our open pore wood and as much recycled plastics as we can to reduce our carbon footprint, not only in the manufacturing of the EX90, but of course in the luxury of the EX90 too. Now, in the interior, you'll notice, of course, our stylish bucket style seats with our 14-way adjustment for the driver and 9-way adjustment for the passenger. Of course, we're going to have heated and ventilated seats in this model. Navigation is going to be standard with our large 14.6-inch center display that is going to be a new version of the Google Drive system. Now, you will also notice that our center dash is very small. One thing we wanted to do as another step into safety is we wanted to make sure we have as little obstruction on the driver's view as possible. And another way we included that is to make sure that we have the heads-up display there on the glass for you. Now, a couple of other standard features for this model are going to be like our 360 camera, as explained earlier, our navigation package, those heated and cooled seats, don't forget, and of course we have heated seats in the rear for our passengers. Now, the rear seats in this are going to be powered with our captain seats. Let me show you those real quick. Now, starting on the second row, we can notice that we have our captain seats package here with this model. We've got individual seats set up for each side, of course, with our center armrest, as well as our center climate control that is dual climate zone for our passengers here in the back, as well as our heated seat options. Now, if anybody in the back is going to be using a cell phone, tablet, anything like that, you do have USB-C fast chargers located right there in the middle. Now, another thing that is equipped with this vehicle, you'll notice our Bowers and Wilkins audio system all the way around. So this is going to be a 19 speaker system that's going to power the entire vehicle. It has some really cool modes on it, like our stage presence mode and of course our concert hall. You'll also notice a little bit of an ambient lighting there on the doorway that's going to go all the way around the vehicle. Now, this of course is going to be a 3-row. To get into the 3rd row, it's very easy. On the top shoulder of the 2nd row, simply pull that forward. Very easy to slide forward and give access into that 3rd row. Now, speaking of the 3rd row on the Volvo is going to seat 2 passengers, and it is set up for adult-sized passengers, so it's not dedicated just for kiddos. Now, speaking of kiddos though, one thing it does have is we have easy access anchor points even in the 3rd row that mimic those of the 2nd. That way, if you needed to, this car will equip for 4 car seats. Now, on the EX90 I have behind me, this is going to be our dual motor platform. So this is going to be the performance model for the EX90. Now, a lot of people would think, of course, with 2 engines that we might have a little bit less MPGE or that it would take longer to charge up that engine. Now, the cool thing about this one is that it's actually going to be averaging 81 MPGE and have a range of 375 miles on a full charge. Now, a cool thing about it is that the Volvo is going to be set up for either a level 2 or a level 3 charger. So that way you can either do AC or DC charge, of course. And if you get a DC charger, this thing will charge from 10 to 80% in 30 minutes. Now, to start on the rear of the EX90, we'll notice that we have quite a bit of space even with the 3rd row up. Now, an advantage that we have in the EX90 over other models is we have a power lift and power closed rear seats. Now, to simply release those, there's a panel right here on the side. Hold the button down, it can lift or lower those seats. Now, with the 3rd row folded down, we have more than doubled our cargo space back here. Now, Volvo wanted to make sure you had somewhere to safely secure your charging cable with the electric model. You'll notice that we have a storage tray here, as well as a little bit more storage there on the side for any type of roadside stuff you may need. Now, this vehicle is also equipped with our air ride suspension. Now, cool thing about that air ride suspension is it does adjust with the terrain that you're on, and you can manually adjust it if you were to be loading something in the rear that you wanted a little bit more clearance for. Now, last thing in the back, we do have our power lift, power closed tailgate. One cool safety feature on this one, if anything were to accidentally close it and be in the way, you'll notice that it barely touches me and of course lifts back to normal position. That way nobody gets their hand smashed or anything gets caught in between. Now, another cool thing about it is you do have hands-free open and close. As long as you have the digital key on you, you can simply swipe your foot underneath and of course open up that tailgate. Now, the Volvo is going to come equipped with a 4-year, 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper coverage. We're also going to get our first 3 maintenances covered by Volvo, and you're going to get an 8-year, 100,000-mile coverage on your battery system. So, to sum it all up, the EX90 is more than just a car. It's a statement of what's possible when we combine cutting-edge technology, world-class safety, a sustainable design, and exceptional performance. Of course, with its spacious interior, advanced features that benefit the driver and the passenger, and how innovative that electric system is with the all-wheel drive, the EX90 is ready to lead the future on what driving really means. Go ahead and jump in, let me show you.